Hello, my name is Alencia Lamb, and this is my video summary for MKT532, or Consumer Behavior, for Module 5, titled Identity Signaling and Group Influence. The topics that were discussed in this module are social identity, identity signaling, and group influence on self-identity. Signal theory is a theory of how living organisms communicate with each other. It is able to show how we as humans understand certain signals in communicative and non-communicative situations. The basic consensus of signal theory is that one party has the information and the other party is trying to convey and understand that information. This can oftentimes lead to conflict between the two groups where they are trying to create a positive social identity. Social identity are the characteristics and behaviors that one displays in order to be perceived by others. This leads into identity signaling. Identity signaling is when someone expresses their association with certain groups through various signals. These signals can include clothing, art style, and behaviors. The main markers of identity are the in-group and the out-group. This concept is rooted in psychology and cultural evolution. It is this concept that individuals are able to communicate who they are and their values. By showing their interests and behaviors, people are able to distinguish whether they are part of the in-group or the group that shares the same interests and behaviors as them, and not the out-group or the group that does not share the same qualities as them. By joining the in-group, many are able to conform and assimilate to those within the group to make themselves more favorable and more alike. And while in this group, individuals are approached with social influences that can further allow them to be similar. Those social influences are compliance and obedience. The three social influences, that being conformity, compliance, and obedience, have the ability to influence one's decisions in terms of making purchases, as this can motivate them to make certain purchases that will ensure that they continue to be accepted by the in-group and further distance themselves from those in the out-group. Purchase products allow individuals to express themselves and potentially garner attention from those that have complementary interests. In many cases, I make purchases based on needs or if the item or service piques my interest. But in the few instances that I have assimilated to purchasing certain things, it was to see what the excitement was regarding it. For example, when prebiotic drinks such as kombucha began to gain popularity on social media, I bought it and I actually liked it as well as its benefits. I then became a part of the in-group and have remained a part of this in-group by drinking other prebiotic drinks like Olipop or Poppy. In boosting social status, purchasing from certain brands can help. For example, for those wanting to become a part of the luxury handbag in-group, individuals might start by purchasing a handbag from, say, Dooney & Burke or Brahmin. And once they are able to afford these bags, they might then move on to Coach and can eventually work their way up to Louis Vuitton or Chanel. By making these purchases, they are communicating to others that they are able to afford luxury price tags and enjoy the finer things in life. Certain purchases also have the ability to communicate what you see value in. For example, if someone were to purchase the latest Apple products, such as the latest iPhone, iPad, or MacBook every year, then one can assume that they value new technology and the perks that they include. This can also go for items or services or products that someone might not indulge in. For example, one product that I will not purchase from is Lululemon, as I believe that their products are overpriced, and I also don't agree with the founders' beliefs. Making certain purchases can also be used to portray a positive message, even if it wasn't a desired purchase. For example, some people tend to splurge on alcohol in certain social settings to show that they can afford such a luxury, even if they don't care for the taste of that alcohol. In-groups have the ability to influence purchases as they are a direct source of providing information and opinions. For example, when I was in the market for purchasing a new car, I took the opinion of my dad, stepdad, sister, and even my mom on the best car to look for, and I researched it. From here, I was debating on getting either a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla. In the end, I purchased a Honda Civic Sport and was commended for getting this car. Because I was looking for a car that was not only attractive but was also worth the cost, I valued their opinions and I used that in making my decision. Influencers and content creators can also be considered a person's in-group, just not directly, as they are mainly considered a parasocial relationship. In the age of social media, this group has the ability to influence thousands of people to purchase or not purchase items and can convince them if something is worth their attention. For example, I recently made a purchase from an internet boutique and felt confident with my purchase. But it wasn't until after I made that purchase that I decided to look up reviews and realized that influencers were the only ones that posted positive reviews, but content creators posted honest reviews. Based on the content creators' post, I decided to cancel my order since I did not want to deal with the same issues as a regular person. When choosing influencers and content creators for your in-group, it is always important to ensure that they have your best interest at heart and they are honest in their opinions and their influence. Again, my name is Valencia Lamb, and this is my video summary for Module 5.